this can help you, okay?
Help me, 'cause my back-
At the age we're getting at, it could definitely help you, okay?
Back to back.
But flipping out, mate. But yeah, no, the pillow's just it's changed the game a bit. So Katie, I was saying.
So
yeah,
where'd you position the pillow?
What? Behind your back, bro. I was gonna say something. I've got another one.
Wait, who's behind your back?
I've got another one. No, there's another one you have to sit on though.
Ah!
I'm not gonna say it. That's what I'm gonna say. There's another
Big
one.
man.
Yeah, there's another one. It's like the shape.
Sir?
It's like it curves around
The shape.
your back ass.
Gap is it?
So it does. It curves around your back ass and it goes up.
She
She's
was
married to a
told, I
Nigerian
don't
fella, ain't she?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
I'll tell you, listen.
She was like, I was told I don't need an invite, so I'm just inviting myself. I said, that's fine.
Well, thanks. I mean, Doug's, a couple of people have been here.
A couple of people
you know.
don't need an invite,
I
no?
think Doug's on a project at the moment. That's why he's not been available.
He's on what project is in? Like he's in a.
He's filming a lot of stuff.
Oh right.
Plus, sometimes he works on Wednesday
Never get an
evenings.
invite again.
I like hearing when people are busy in their field. Like if someone's an actor and they've got, they get an
What would you
opportunity.
say
A couple
about?
of people don't need one, a couple of people may need one, a couple of people never get one.
I don't feel well enough to be shady, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Guys, what you said about this pillow for the chair?
Yes.
Did you
So
wash
my
up
guy.
The plastic that was in the kitchen.
No, I didn't finish the food.
Oh, I just thought you washed up the plastic bowl, but I didn't.
No, I took a bite and gave it back to you. What you talking about?
Smart as I'm
Hey, I'm out of it,
I
man.
said the plastic balls.
Oh my god, no, listen. Shady.
Wait, she gave you a bit to eat.
No.
I know
And
she's
then- and
being
then
shady.
you to clean
No,
it.
she's being shady. I just clocked what she was
I said,
doing.
did you wash up the plastic? And he was like, what? I was like, the plastic bowl?
I know what she's
For
doing.
the cups?
Remember,
Cups and bowls and things.
cut some poles on it. Durable,
My
not
back,
child friendly.
my back is killing me.
Okay, cool. I'm not your man. So Gabriel,
Oh,
continue.
Lord.
Yes, I was saying. So my guy, Rich, he's. I don't know how I can say this. So he's recently been having
Like
issues related to his back. Yeah.
That's funny because like a month ago or so, you had some issues with your back
Sir!
I mean, I don't know.
Sir?
and your bed. So like,
Oh, wow. No, that's too much.
Listen,
Gabs,
broke
I
my
can't
back.
even, I can't co-sign on that.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
connect
no.
the dots here,
You
boy.
should have done a Mike Tyson thing and been like,
I can't
broke-
co-sign on that being okay.
I
Do you
broke
hear
my
me
back.
Do you know what it is? Yeah.
My
So
back is broken.
he's been
Spinal.
he's having issues
Back
with
brothers.
he's having issues with his back, right?
Broke
And
back.
so one time when we was in the car,
Broke back mountains.
one time when we was in the car, this is crazy. Jesus Christ. Yo.
He started it. He said the Back
No, you did
Brothers.
start it. You did start it.
Backstreet.
You did
Back.
start it.
Do you two actually have a conversation?
Backstreet Boys is dog. He's
No,
dog.
it
No, it's
started.
Black Street.
It started because one time we was driving to
Sorry.
a video shoot. He filmed all
Oh.
of H's stuff, by the way.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, so I obviously
what
get
was the video called?
the
Back
camera
Attack.
guys to film her stuff. But she doesn't do it.
Back to
herself.
back.
My God.
Yeah, so-
Back to the Future.
Backers.
he had like a pillow on his back as he was driving, right? And he said basically, with this pillow,
He's taller than it. He's taller than me.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
He said with this pillow, when he leaves the car, he can walk around longer and stand longer because his
It's a magic
back's
pillow.
been-
Okay,
his posture's
cowboy.
much better. And I find the problem I have is when I don't.
Richie's
usually-
at 6'3", innit? 6'3", 6'4".
No, oh no, not Richie. Rich.
Oh,
my guy,
okay.
Yeah, my guy Rich. But yeah, to cut long story short, I don't have an office chair in my house, for example, so I don't sit on an office chair. I've got like a day bed and I've got like a chair. You know what a day bed is?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I've got a chair. Sorry. I thought I was only.
I'm cultured, don't do that. Continue.
What kind of chair?
So it's just like a normal like foldable one, like a
swear.
normal foldable one.
Oh, Stone Cold?
You will tie me to a chair.
And so this is crazy. That's crazy. I forgot about that song. But my body's usually slouched over
Get the table.
like this. Like, I'm usually like that. What I'm saying is mad.
You know
Cool.
like what?
I heard
No,
that.
like, I'm usually
My
forward.
body, I'm using.
I don't know why I'm leaving it.
No, 'cause
We
I've
don't
got-
need to know the
If I'm
details.
sat on a day bed, yeah, I've got the laptop in front of me on a table, right?
Mhm.
And I'm reaching out to that, so I'm like,
That's
to my
real
back,
bad
so
posture for you.
Bad
you know?
posture, right?
Yeah.
But I've been doing this for like 5, 6,
I've
7
got
years.
scoliosis.
You know, I have
What are you
sciatica,
doing?
like I've got some madness, but
Do
I'm
you?
doing this-
Just-
yeah, like it comes and goes depending on like
Yeah,
posture.
it does.
That's really bad.
So recently he's put me onto this
And
pillow.
he put you on.
This is crazy.
Oh,
I can't stand it any longer.
This can help someone. This guys,
Yeah, you.
if you're listening, this can help you.
It'll probably
Okay.
help me 'cause my back.
At the age we're getting at, it could definitely help you. Okay.
Back to back.
But
Okay.
flipping out, mate. But yeah, no, the pillow's just it's changed the game a bit. So Katie, I was saying.
So
yeah,
where do you
definitely-
position the pillow?
What? Behind your back, bro. I was gonna say something. I've got another one which
Wait,
is
who's
mad.
behind your back?
I've got another one. There's another one you have to sit on though.
Ah!
That's why I couldn't say it. That's why I couldn't say it. There's
A
another
big
one.
man.
Yeah, there's
Sir!
another one. It's like the shape.
Sir?
It's like it curves around
The shape.
your back ass.
Guy opposite.
No, it does. It curves around your back ass and it goes up to your lower back.
Backers.
And it helps your posture as well with it. So either way, invest in one of them.
Oh, you got both.
They are
You
good.
got both
They are
pillows
good.
then.
I got the not the back as one, but I got the one that just goes behind your back. So I sit up against the wall.
Do you like it behind your back?
I mean, there's no other place to put the pillow. If I could put it in front of me, yeah, I would. Well, I can't.
Oh, you prefer it in front of you?
This is crazy.
Or back. No, maybe both.
No. This is
You
crazy.
get two
man.
different kinds.
Shout out to LGBTQ community
Why did you start on Q for your time?
Yeah.
because there's more stuff, but I just keep forgetting what they are because I know there's bare things now that.
Plus, you just say plus and then it's everything
plus.
else.
You could say LGBTQ plus or LGBT. My breathing's fucking me up.
I can't do
LG
it either, so I just leave it to you.
LGBTQ plus
LGBTQ.
IA and something else. But
I know when we was at work, we had to do training based on this.
What made you bring that up then?
No, I just
No, because I was like this.
innit?
In all
So
fairness,
let's
I
start
was
this
like,
pod
no, my
before
back's
Gabriel-
killing me.
before Gabriel walks himself into an early grave.
But
okay.
Katie, you know why you should get the back pillow? Because not even to be graphic, but you got to think as a woman, use lot
don't
stuff
No,
with your back
nope,
all the
okay,
time
cool.
that men don't have to go through. You know what I'm
Still
talking
do it,
about?
okay, no
Adult stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's good.
100%. But
And
that's
no,
why
real talk,
I
it's
have.
good. Yeah.
I have like a hot water bottle, but it's like a big hot water. It's like a body hot water bottle.
Okay, yeah.
Bottle. So if I'm in bed and whatever, I can like
You just
cuddle
have
it. But
on.
it's
Exactly.
You want one of those?
No,
it's
I
long,
don't.
isn't it?
No,
Like
no,
obviously
no.
you lot are gonna be like, what? But yeah,
No, we don't go through
it's
that.
tall.
But yeah.
But I
That
was gonna
does.
say what I need to invest in. When I stayed over at my old home, my old childhood home, whatever. My aunt, she gets a lot of back pains, and she's got like what people would call a pregnancy pillow.
Okay.
And
L-shaped pillow.
yeah, but I just call it pregnancy pillow, and I used it, and I was like, this is heaven. So I'm actually gonna invest in one
it, yeah, why not?
because I need it for my back, but then I'm gonna need it for actually when I'm pregnant. So why not? That's not
Amen.
it, by the way.
As we're already on that topic as well.
As big as I
we'll
look
go
now,
into
I'm
it.
not pregnant.
So Kay had a conversation about something
Yes.
Walker Flocker has recently said.
That transition was so good.
Yeah,
It might be smoother than Liverpool's counters. It
Okay.
just might be. It just might
it
be.
might even be smoother than Rice's. Anyway,
Smoother than not in the Forest's break.
oh,
Oh, that's a good break.
Through the cooker.
so
Forest and
Yes.
Liverpool got the best break in the Prem.
Walker Flocker reveals. I'm actually running for sale. Just
Scenario: you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean with your wife and your child, and it's still a young child. Both of them get lodged into the water.
My wife.
You're gonna save your wife? Why?
It's my wife.
Period. That's it.
I love my wife before I love my child. Could I choose my child over something or someone that created you? I come respectfully. I gotta make another one. Cause I cannot make the same woman I love. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Like you can't play with love.
Question.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still with Tammy in it.
I did wonder this afterwards. I don't know why I didn't Google it, but I'm assuming so. Yeah.
Google it while you
But,
answer your question as well.
I just type Walker Flocker wife. But yeah, that was. I thought it was something that I just wanted to kind of.
I mean, what he said there for me kind of made sense.
No.
I get it though,
No, I get it.
because like you can make another
Yeah,
child,
It is Tammy still.
and I can understand the people that say they'll save their child.
He's talking crap.
No,
I don't think he's
can
not.
Put it this
actually
way.
say
He's not.
talking crap.
Put it this
I'll
way.
think
tell
so.
you why I think he's talking crap.
Put it this way.
Because there's something he said that was like, okay, cool, maybe you might have had a point, and then you said something, I'm like, okay, cool, you're talking crap.
No, I don't think he is.
The situation about love and not playing with love and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
right?
obviously
Now,
you can't say that
statistically,
about over your child.
Statistically, if we look at it, the divorce rates are 50%.
He's still married though.
No, which is fine, but statistically speaking, divorce rates are at 50%. Now, I bet you, if you check the breakdown or the percentage of breakdown, or the percentage of the breakdown of relationships between a child and their parent who's in their life, I guarantee you it's not 50%. I guarantee you it's way lower.
That's two different things. Though.
No, it's not, because
Both things can be true, bro.
No. But what I'm saying is, right. So the chances are, divorcing or having a breakdown in a romantic relationship is way more common than having a breakdown with a parent of yours, or a child and parent relationship breaking down. I'm not talking about a father or a mother that's absent in that child's life. I'm talking about a father and mother. When they're in that child's life, the chances are that child has a problem with them to the extent where they break away. It's not usually likely. I don't really hear of examples where people have stopped speaking to their parents, or people have broken away from their parents permanently, unless it's something to do with, my dad wasn't in my life, my mom wasn't in my life, right? So that's why, based off what he said, right, it's incorrect. Because he can
it's incorrect.
Because he can find another woman, because
he's not saying he
can
can't.
fall out
He's
of
saying
love.
he's not
That's
going to
not what he
find
said.
that same love again from that same
He's
woman.
not
what he said.
but
That's not what he said.
he said something along the lines of he can't find.
Paraphrasing, you're paraphrasing, but that's not what he said.
He basically said that though. He said he can't.
I
find
think
that
he
same
means,
woman.
yeah, you can't find that same woman because there's only one her,
But
and there's only one
but
type
you
of
can't
love
find
that
that same.
woman.
You can't find that same child.
That's
And
what he's
I,
arguing.
no, I get
He
it.
said all right, cool. So this is why I tell people it's important to listen. He said, for example, why would I not pick someone that I've loved longer? The person who created the person that I had. Years ago, I got given advice on something, yeah, and it was like, and it was about being married and children, and they said, what's more important, your kids or your kids or your partner? And the person said, my children, my partner, and I thought it was the most weirdest thing I've heard in my life. And they said, ultimately, if you're married and your marriage isn't good, your kids suffer anyway. So if you two are on the same, if you two are walking the same path, and you're on the walk with God anyway, and you're both understanding what needs to be understood, your kids will prosper because you're both walking with the elements of making sure your kids are fine. What you're saying for you, I understand. What he's saying, I'm not angry at. Because he said, ultimately, yeah, yes, I've been married, for example, 15 years. This is my wife. I've known my wife for 20 years. We've just had a child. It doesn't signify the child's age. It could be a month. It could be 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, so the young
it
child.
doesn't mean that he's not going to try and save both of them. But ultimately, the fact that he can save his partner, right, yeah, the fact he can save his partner and possibly have another child is equally as important, because the love for your partner and love for your child are two separate things.
Yeah.
Here's the two sides of those two arguments. You save your child, you end up resenting your child because you want your partner back, and then your child has to deal with a broken version of you because your partner no longer exists.
Yeah.
You lose your child, but you have your partner where you're both in each other's support networks, where you're caring to make sure that you're both in the right place.
And the relationship still may not work.
That doesn't mean that your relationship will not break down because you've lost your child, but the love you have for each other, right, yeah, in some cases is different from the love you have for your child, and it sometimes can supersede the love you have for your child, because the child you created was through the love that you two have for one another.
That's fine. I do agree with that.
The only reason
However,
go on.
However, he's still chatting shit.
No, I get what you're gonna say.
No, not you, but
I knew
he's
he was
still
gonna say
chatting
that. The only reason why I
shit.
can't say I don't. I again can't say I'm mad at it, and this is coming from a woman because
None of us are parents.
I know exactly, and I think everyone expects women to be like, no, I would save the child because the child's come from me. You've got to pick up. I hear all that,
No, people just
but
expect
I
people to
don't
say,
disagree with what he says, because a lot of people are like, how are you going to save your wife over a child? It's a child.
Okay.
But at the same point, the way Reese broke it down was actually perfect.
I'll save the person closer to me.
No, but it's not saying you want.
No, because if
It's
we're in
not-
the sea,
I
my
get it, but
child's
it's
like
not-
all the way in the middle of the sea, and my wife is next to me.
Save your wife, and then obviously you got to go
My
save the
child,
child.
You
swim all the way to the.
You just dash your wife the pillow, innit?
This is crazy.
Wow.
You know, I would afterwards
That too.
if there was any injury sustained in whatever caused her to
You're saving the injuries.
Huh?
Gonna put on saving injuries.
No, I mean, it will help. How do we get onto this? No, listen, my thing is this as well, yeah? Age is also an important factor as well, right? Because let's say let's say I'm 60 and my wife is 60 and my child is 5 years old. My child can die. My wife could die in that situation because she's 60 years old.
Yeah.
She's lived
You never
life
really,
to a
you
certain
never really
extent.
loved your wife then.
No, but no, it's not about no. I'm not choosing for my wife to die. I'm just saying in that situation. I'm just saying in that situation, I'm saving my child because my child hasn't had the luxury of living 60
A long
years,
life.
right? 60 years for a lot of people is
It's a long
let's
time.
be real.
I hear
Back then, the life expectancy
It's
was
32
less than
years.
60 years.
32 years.
Exactly. So living 60 years is actually some.
Yeah,
It's
but them
actually.
times, man, had cholera and shit, bro.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But then at these times we've got health issues and vape pens and fast food and
No,
all kinds of.
that's not
madness.
my gen, bro. I don't do anything there.
No, but I'm just our generation's got the we're Caribbean African, we use oil and foods and overseas and stuff.
No, you lot, I don't. I do not.
You Caribbeans do that and Africans
You said
do
do.
that.
I don't.
We do use sometimes overseas and food.
I
Doesn't
don't.
mean it's nasty,
And inflated
but
pillows.
sometimes we do that.
No, I'm gonna actually stand on what I say and say I specifically don't. I have anxiety with like putting too much seasoning and salt and everything you cook. I always have.
Now that I'm older and understand
that's why I don't-
yes, but when I was younger,
I think it's because
the way I just looked at it is black people have this thing about seasoning food, right? All right, cool. Perfect example, right? I remember I put a steak in the fridge once, yeah, and my mum said to me, "Are you gonna marinate the steak overnight?" I said, "Marinate the steak? Why?" She said, "Oh, you need to season it and marinate." I said, "No, you don't.
You don't.
You
So,
don't need to do that."
You can,
But you
so-
can,
don't
but you
need
don't.
to.
Yeah, it's like
If you got a
a
good
steak
if you
for
got-
the most part
if
is
you got
salt,
good- if you-
pepper, garlic, butter,
Yeah, if you
and
got
saying.
steak,
Especially with like even minced meat, I don't season it before I put it in the pan. I'll put it in the
And
pan.
here's another- and
then
here's
I'll-
another thing I'm gonna say.
I don't eat beef mince. I only eat turkey mince.
and
I like steak mince.
And here's another thing I'm going to say, and it's not, and this is the thing, it's not
Steak
bad.
mince.
It's not a bad thing that black people do, but sometimes it could be seen as over the top, right? Washing a steak, yeah, with lemon. Why are you
I
washing a steak?
I don't
I
do
wash
that.
all. I wash all meat.
But you wouldn't wash mince meat.
I
You
would-
wouldn't
Yeah, I
wash
get it.
mince meat.
You
It
don't.
just doesn't
I
make
get what
sense.
you mean. Even with
Because,
the steak, like
because even when you go to culinary school, like obviously my mum's been
Also-
through that.
Also,
They-
the reason why I remember I said I don't eat mince meat. I eat turkey.
Of course,
mince.
no, of course,
So
of course.
it's a different process.
But no, but I'm even saying, even in general, right? Turkey mince, you wouldn't rinse it though, but you would rinse turkey.
Yeah, but
But
it's
you
weird.
could-
Like most mince meat in
sounds
general,
different.
you won't.
There's
No,
no
but-
blood. There's blood in mincemeat.
No, but the steak, no, but the what's in steak, right? When it's cooked, is not blood. It's hemoglobin. So it's not blood. But obviously, in cooking school, they actually teach you do not wash meat. In these Michelin star restaurants and these hackasans that everyone's going to, they're not washing their meat because they're not allowed to.
Respectfully, I'm
It's
not,
against. It's,
Look at me.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
obviously,
I'm not able, so I'm going to wash the thing.
No, that's fine. No, I'm not saying this. I wash meat as well, so I'm not. Here's I'm not
I
saying
hope
this.
so.
I'm not saying this.
oh wow.
See, he's all like another type of meat.
No,
No,
I'm all right.
listen,
I'm all right.
they're
You know what I'm saying?
gonna
I'm
tell
all right.
you.
I'm about to be
I'm not
really
you don't need to tell me none of that.
Me and you on the same page. I'm just saying,
Boy, 'cause I can know that.
I'm saying in general, right?
don't miss me, bro.
When it's time to cook meat, cut my lemons. I overdo it. I dip it in
You
salt
dip?
water,
Yeah.
and then I get
Yeah,
the
you
lime and
overdo
I
it.
rub it with the lime, and then I rip. But really,
Don't do it
truly,
again.
You're
if
not
you
meant
go
to
if you
because
go
they
to a
tell you
restaurant,
they tell you it will cause
No,
not
don't
cross
do that again.
contamination.
Take time.
They will tell you
No,
it
no,
spreads
Kenya.
the bacteria
If you
when
go
you
to-
do wash the meat.
Once again, brother, don't do that again. Don't even do that again. Chill out.
What?
Oh,
Like, chill out.
Okay,
Talking about washing meat and then.
No, I can't.
Lotion your hands or something.
No,
I
come
don't
on.
get that bit. I
Yeah,
don't.
no,
Guys,
come
I
on.
didn't see anything wrong
Yeah,
with it.
this is, you know what I'm saying?
Of course you wouldn't.
No, I don't, did it? I don't.
Overdo it.
I don't.
Overdo it.
But
But yeah, no.
they
I'm not
do
saying
tell
that-
you-
that if you go to a restaurant, for the most part, they're not allowed to do that, right? So they wouldn't be washing their meats. We're eating just the meats that aren't washed. Right? So, yeah, that's all it is. And I just hate when people say things like, there's stuff people say sometimes like, oh, you got to be careful about whose house you eat in.
Well, you do.
Facts.
No,
You
you do, but guys
Restaurants.
guys out here eating us. So what do you mean be careful about whose house you
You
eat
okay?
in? You're eating
That is
arse.
not the same,
They're
Gabs.
eating multiple arses.
On that topic, the point I just wanted to make is that
How do we land here?
I don't know, because we was talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. We was talking about I don't even fucking know.
Talk about washing meat.
Must have rump steak and rump batty.
I wanted to
I'm just
go.
saying,
I
innit?
wanted to go back to
I'm
the
just
original
saying.
point, which was: would
Yeah.
you save your wife or your child? Do I know how we got there? Absolutely not.
To be honest,
So
I
my
think we
wife.
have to normalize.
However,
we have to normalize being able to say I don't know.
I'm going to answer for my partner on this one because obviously I'm
I don't
not
know who I'm
a
saying.
guy, but he would say me, and
saving
I'm not
whoever-
just saying
I'm saving
that.
whoever's got Gabriel's Afro comb.
Yeah,
But
so
I don't even use Africans.
respectfully.
They're bad. The
we
Africans
can
are
tell.
bad. No, Africans are bad. Africans are bad. Africans are very bad. You're not meant to use Africans.
No,
Are
it's
you
funny.
on a strike?
So, no, you're not meant to use them. You're meant to use the tangles Kaling. No, you're meant to use.
Are you on a strike?
You're not
though?
meant to pull out your hair when you comb.
Oh, I use the. It's like a. It's not like a tangle teaser.
Yeah.
It's like a brush. It kind of. You seen the brush that kind of like. It looks a bit like a fork and it spreads a bit.
Yeah.
That's what I use in my hair now because I can't. I've had enough of brushing my hair and I'm ripping that hair. I said, what the
Ripping
fuck
that,
is
yeah.
this?
Africans rip out your hair because you do it.
I actually don't. I
Do
actually
you-
don't
do you
comb
use
my
your
hair. I
fingers?
use that brush.
Yeah, sometimes.
You
Yeah,
can
to-
finger
to
comb it
tangle,
when it's-
yeah, you can comb it sometimes.
Yeah, he fingers
Finger
it.
comb it when it's wet.
But I don't comb my hair when I'm
And
going
moist.
out to like. If I'm coming here,
Just
I'm not gonna comb my hair.
moisturize it, finger comb it, and get all the goodness
Yeah,
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it's wet. I'll finger comb it, and then I'll
What's wrong with fingering your hair? Huh?
Yeah, nothing's wrong with
Like,
fingering
what
your
is
hair.
wrong with
Run your
fingering
fingers
your
through your hair.
Talking about hair, yeah, Mark, can you talk us about the Ivorian Doll situation?
Okay,
Ivorian
that's
Doll
another
situation.
counter, and that's another very good transition. And I don't know where you learnt this from. You must be studying at Liverpool. This is crazy to me.
Do you know which content I watch and transition?
No, it's mad. The two transitions, I'll have to give it to you.
But do you think remember I coach you
You have
also
to give it to
transition.
you. What
I hear you.
I
I hear
don't-
you.
What are you giving to him?
No, he knows what I'm talking about.
Tech time.
And you coach, so
Tech time.
you're used to
Tech time
football
charging
transitions.
everyone,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
Marcus Brown.
Okay.
Shout out Parkside FC.
Thank you.
But shout
Yeah,
out
man.
Yes, big
So
time.
people know that. But yeah.
Mm.
All right. Ivory Coast beauty pageant bans wigs, weaves, and extensions to promote natural hair. I think this is a step forward.
It's very
I'm
good.
not mad
I
at
love
it
it.
at all.
I love it.
I think more should do
Actually,
it.
it's hard,
I love it. I love that they've done that. It reminds me of what happened in what's the country?
So the light's bright and my eyes are shaking. That's the reason why I keep doing it. Continue.
What's the country? That my man's Ibrahim Traoré.
Bosnia.
No, Burkina Faso. Yeah,
Oh.
Burkina Faso. Right. If you guys don't know, they've kicked out the French and whatnot. They've taken over the country again, and they're banning the whole. You know the thing where lawyers, was it barristers or whatever, they wear like the wigs. They
Yeah.
ban it. They've now got their own uniform. They've changed it because it's not African, and I fully respect that. So yeah, I do respect this beauty pageant thing. Let's award beauty and let's celebrate.
And that could encourage more young.
blackness.
Yeah.
100%. 100. You know, it reminds you of the story as well. Like, remember in South Africa where they banned the kids from wearing their natural hair. There was a big issue back then when they banned the little kids from wearing their natural. And then the black girls were riding out like, no, like we're standing on business. This is our natural hair, and this is how we want to. So I respect it, man. Power to them, and it's good. Celebrate being black.
I think that I see this in two ways. One of the ways I see it in is I look at it as Ivory Coast taking a stand on trying to progress natural beauty standards which step away from what exists in the West. I'm not a woman. I don't wear wigs. I don't wear weaves. It's not for me to tell women what they should wear in their headpiece. It's up to them, innit? But I think it's more so.
No, Gabs.
I'm not playing that game. Right, yeah. But I think it's more so to get people to normalise just getting used to your default setting look. Because I've always heard for years, but beards are makeup for men. It's not, because we grow our beards. Like, it doesn't.
Who says that?
A lot of women say that. Beards are makeup for men. It's not. It grows from the follicles of my face.
You can't help but like
Grows from my chin and neck.
makeup for men.
I don't have a neck beard, but
But
okay,
you're-
go off this.
But your beard would naturally. Sorry to. I just need to break this down. Your beard would naturally grow
What's hair on your neck?
when no one
What
has
did you do?
makeup
I
and
don't
look
get
their
hair
rough
here, bro.
Your neck.
and
I get
COVID
it.
and everyone looked their roughest or whatever.
You got more
Men
beard
had their
than me,
beards because that was natural, right? How was that makeup for men?
Because they think
That's such a
obviously
dickhead thing to say.
makeup enhances a woman's look, and then beard can enhance a man's face.
Yeah, but you can then
Makeup's
say your
external,
hair is
beard
makeup
is
for women
internal.
because if your hair grew and it enhanced your look, if you had shorter hair and then you grew it.
I don't argue with women, bro. I'm just saying what they're
It's
saying.
stupid. Who says that?
You know what?
Dickheads.
I don't. That's the truth. I like that because I actually don't. Yeah.
So then, obviously, that being the case, cool. I think naturally, if you want to wear wigs, you want to wear what you want. It's your body, it's your choice. It's the thing. But I think I respect the fact that, especially with when you're looking at the world with like, especially within our community and the Asian community, with like bleaching and just relying on external features, that it's trying to progress what beauty standards should be for our people more than what the westernized beauty standards is. So for me,
And to be positive as well, like it could make people love themselves a bit more.
It's just good to promote
As in, like,
natural beauty.
you
being
see the
okay.
person that everyone else sees, like, instead of painting yourself with makeup and the hair, the eyelashes, the whatever, like people seeing natural beauty more.
That's why I do love dreadlocks. That's one of the main reasons why I love
Better
dreadlocks.
watch out.
Actually. Because of
Is that what you're trying to do?
you're
No,
stupid.
I'm not. But that's why I watch out dreadlocks.
It's my favourite. That is my
That
favourite
is
line.
one of the reasons why I do love it because, and even when you listen to the Rastafarian speak about it, they refer to it as their crown, right? And it holds that importance. And I think if everyone's kind of taught that your hair is your crown, and they're taught that,
Well, if
then we
you
value it
grew up a
differently.
Christian, no?
Huh?
Grew up a Christian, no?
So I've mixed and mixed.
Is it not the story about Samson?
Yeah, and
So-
he lost the power in his hair, right? When his hair was cut by
Yeah.
his wife, Delilah. I know Bible story. I don't know why, but I did Bible studying. I know their Bible stories. But I no Bible stories are good because they teach you lessons about things that you see in real life going on.
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe in the Bible,
There's
stories
something
that
to relate
teach-
to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
You better
Your hair
watch
is your
out.
crown, and when people tell me like, I used to get offended at this. Now I don't as much, but I get offended. Or I used to get offended when people be like, you should cut your hair. I'm like, don't tell Govern what I should do.
Wait, someone said you should cut your hair.
Yeah, like some people might say, like aunties, oh, you should cut your hair. You know, you should. Like Nigerian aunties have a way of imposing what they believe is right on you. Like you can tell an auntie, yeah, I'm just studying music technology. Music technology, that's cool, but why did you not do law? Because I don't want to do law, you idiot. Why didn't you do law? Yeah, why are you here legally? Hold on, you know, fuck it, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Why are you on your third divorce? Hold on, let's talk about it. Why are your kids in prison?
The Gabs
But you're telling people they're on holiday. Let's talk about it.
Government.
That's what I want to say to them. I don't have the
What's
cheek.
that, Gabs? What's
I don't have the cheek to say that, so I'll just chill in it and I'll get annoyed.
because your cheeks sit on the pillow.
But nowadays, what?
What?
Do you know what?
You villain.
We need to go through his history. He's mentioned cheeks, beefcake. He gave me the name beefcake.
Didn't
We
he?
need to
Wasn't he
go-
the one that mentioned
Yeah, that's good.
Bukaki?
No, he didn't.
No.
Oh, you.
No. Someone
Somebody-
mentioned
I
it and
said
I
Bukaki.
mentioned it. Yeah, and I
Someone,
mentioned it
I think I
afterwards.
mentioned it
Yeah.
before, but people say someone. One of
Go
you
through
said
your
Bukaki.
history, Bridget.
But my history's
He's
crazy.
already told us.
No.
Shoot-
I'm telling
Fucking
you now.
shootings and
my
stabbings
history
and
is
killings.
tapped. Like you wouldn't even
We
want
can tell.
You wouldn't even want to go through my history
I
because
would.
I'm just looking at random
On the
stuff.
Belushi blocks, if you were for
No, like my history's crazy. Like you see, like Bukake, what you spoke about, yeah. I'm researching why it even exists and how it started and who was the first person to do it and the history behind. I'm like that.
I'll search it. Just what you know. Sometimes
Don't you
you
not just like
sometimes
research
you're talking
random historical facts?
Yeah.
Like, of random things because I love doing that. I don't know.
Not of that topic. bro.
Yeah.
Any topic, it could be anything, bro. I'll search who's the first to make laces. Like it don't
My
matter.
history is actually so dead. It's not even like.
I'm researching.
it's not
I'm
questionable
researching
at all.
anything. But
Body fat calculator. Easter Sunday.
I didn't want to go through your history. It's a bit intrusive, so we wouldn't do that.
As we're talking about,
It's not. It's actually very dead.
as we're talking about history, everyone in here has been in a relationship before in their past, in their present, and the rest of that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, Asha.
Mark had a topic. I have no idea what that reference is.
I don't know at all.
I'm bringing out the show,
No, his tour's called past, present, and
I
future.
didn't know that. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like, I just keep saying clip.
Say
And in those relationships, for some of us, we've cooked or we've done something of a bonding with our partners. Mark had a topic about it's a love language.
It is. It can be a form of intimacy.
What, cooking?
Yeah, together.
100%. But I don't think it's viewed like that.
Cooking
Oh,
with
together.
Kadia,
Yeah.
cooking
Our
with
thoughts
Kadia.
on cooking for you. They're both.
Right, cooking
both.
By the
together.
way, everyone who keeps doing that now, yeah,
What?
the cooking with the. I've heard some outrageous clips on the internet.
For what?
Of
Just saying
them-
that or rephrasing it.
Like, so you wanted some? If I play it on this podcast, I'd have to bleep it. Of the
Wow.
stuff my brother sends me,
Oh,
I'll play it
gosh.
after the pod. Just remind me, but it's outrageous. Of like shock value, and then you see someone twerking to cooking with the.
Oh,
But I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh.
But,
always turn it into something dirty.
Yeah.
but yeah,
Dirty Nation.
so
Hers
what-
was a subtle twerk. There'll be someone out there doing something more drastic.
Yeah, with the apron just all
Yeah,
out
it's
and
our
cheeks
social
just.
media.
Go on, Mark.
Right,
Continue.
speaking of chicken.
Yeah, it can be a form of intimacy, like cooking together. But then sometimes I've heard from people that they don't want their partner in the kitchen cooking with them. It gets on their nerves. Like they may put somewhere else, chop up the onions wrong or whatever. How do you feel about that? Would you, or do you enjoy cooking with your partner or partner, like in past tense?
Me first. Oh, you looked.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Me and man, we cooked together on Christmas Day, and it wasn't so bad. And there's been occasions where sometimes when he makes stuff, he's in the kitchen, he's doing what he does, like if he's doing like whatever meal, and then vice versa. If I'm doing whatever meal, you sit down, do whatever you're doing. However, sometimes he wants to know what we making, or he'll come in and I'll show him. And there's times, sometimes I'm like, oh, do you want to cook with me? He's like, no, you're all right. Just straight up. Or sometimes, like, not planned, like, oh, let's cook together, babe. Sometimes we'll end up just like cooking, or we've ended up making something together, or whatever it is. If we're doing, we did that a lot in lockdown, I think, actually, just out of boredom. But I think
I
generically,
think a lot of people did.
yeah, we made like all like desserts, different things, pure boredom. But every day, like
I miss lockdown. Sorry.
when it comes to dinner, no, that's it. You're doing whatever you're doing.
I miss cheap petrol and driving around with no traffic.
Boy,
Even just the
I
community.
just remember the
lockdown,
roads with no cars.
in the evening,
Yeah.
you
It's
could link up with
beautiful.
all your people.
We were still going pod.
We was doing group combos and
These
everything.
were.
We were still going
Yeah.
pod.
I think I came just after.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
even
yous were
right,
still-
but even with the cooking, would you class as like exercising together, like going gym together, as
I like that.
an intimacy type of?
I just think
I like that.
I just think it depends on the sort of person you are when you're in a relationship.
I don't
I
think
think-
it's an intimacy thing with
It depends on your love
gym.
language.
I
yeah,
think
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
a bonding thing a bit
I
more.
don't think you have
because-
to use every small thing to bond over, though. I think sometimes you need.
I think it's natural though.
Like, why must you work out with
But
your
people trauma bond, bro.
And this is another thing. I think as well.
Right,
do
bonded
you know-
together, we can be
Do
saying.
you know
no,
what I
we're not
really? Do you
speaking.
know what I
To
really
me,
think
that's
it is? Do
bonding.
you know what I really think it is? All right, cool. If we break down, okay, cool. Realistically, right? Most people aren't working out with their partner. Realistically,
Mm-mm.
most people aren't cooking with their partner. All of this type of stuff is things that they show you on social media, and people show you that those goals, the ideal relationship. I'm with my partner doing squats. Right?
I was going to
But the
say
truth
this.
is,
It's
in
true.
this 9 to 5 Babylonian world we live in, yeah, the husband's getting off work at 8 p.m.
I'm more annoyed by the way you said Babylonian.
Me too.
Yeah, what Babylon?
What?
I can say Babylon and just I thought one Babylon. Alright, yeah, there you go, there. I mean, this is the Budgie on my way here. I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to let off it. Yeah. You understand? That let me, yeah. Cool. Sorry, back to Nigeria. All right, cool.
Huh?
Hey, yo, never make that
No,
noise
no,
again.
that's not that.
Never make that noise again.
No, that. Apologies, guys. That was crazy.
You said that one, huh?
No, but yeah. Sorry. Back to what I was saying. Sorry. The what's really all right. Cool. Reese has gone to a pod now, right? Reese gone to a podcast now. Yeah.
Mhm.
But let's just say that Reese has finished work at 5 p.m. and he goes to straight from work to get the pod done, and he comes back. What time do you get home? Would you say?
About 11:30, maybe.
Yeah.
12.
Half 11.
11.
Okay, cool. Let's be realistic here. His partner, right, might have already had her gym session. Might have already cooked food, so when he comes home, the food's there.
Mhm.
Reese might have already had his gym session during his break at work. Do you get what I'm saying? Realistically, that's
Yeah.
how the world
Yeah,
works.
No,
So
that's
what
what I
about-
was.
I swap my gym anyway because I've got corporate membership. So what I try to do is I didn't go to the office today anyway because
Yeah.
I weren't feeling well.
Must be nice.
Like, in fairness,
Wait, Are people still awake at home? I thought everyone's doing.
No, they want us in twice a week.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
that's okay. That's
Yeah, I
yeah.
work from home twice.
Yeah, I thought it was 5
The joke
days.
of that
I
is-
thought
But
it
they
was 5 days
check.
back in
No, but
office.
they check his ID cards. They've got to go in 3 times a week. They check.
Really?
That's what they was going to
They
do with
don't do
us,
with
but they
mine.
don't.
So
Joke is, my manager just
if I
literally
go in
texted
on
us and
Wednesday,
said,
for
"No."
example,
Intrusive.
I think I was meant to do it last week, but we didn't
Very
record.
happy.
So what ends up happening is I'll go gym on my lunch break and take a longer lunch break and then stay at work
Yeah.
longer. So then even by me doing that, I can butt Katie after work knowing that it doesn't
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
And then because I can use the gym around the corner from my office,
Yeah.
do that. I'm not showering at gym, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Come back to my office, I use the showers on the night floor and then just, do you know what I mean? So it's just easier.
And then you got
But then
football as well. There's loads.
I've had it before when I used to play football with a different lot. My partner would run the bath like by the time I get home.
That's
And
what I
that's
do.
a lot.
Perfect.
And that is a lot. You see
That's
what I'm
what I
saying?
do.
That is way
That
more
is the love
valuable.
language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
That's
service.
do you get what I'm saying? I view that as a love language because, like, forget the whole doing things together. No, she's understood. He's out doing something, so I'm gonna make sure
Yeah, it's
when he
true.
comes back, I've niced him, and he's. Do you get what I'm saying? That is a love language. For
That's
me.
what I was actually
Rather
going to
than
say.
doing things
When you
together.
asked about the cooking
Nice,
thing,
nice, yeah.
when you asked about the
It's a
cooking
horrible
thing, I was going to say,
Yeah, nice,
realistically, what happens is
That man got nice.
your man's at home. Well, I do as well, but you watch football on a Saturday or Super Sunday, whatever. I'd much rather you doing your bets, you're watching whatever.
Yeah.
You've gone to the gym, whatever. That's fine. Leave me at home to do the housework on what I'm doing. Because on the Sunday I want to clean my house and I want to chill, and then I'm gonna get up and make dinner.
I just cleaned during the week.
Like, do you know what I
Cleaned during the
do?
week. I cleaned before I left
But-
mine today.
I think I clean as I go along at home.
No, I
But
clean-
on the weekend,
my flat picks up dust. I clean every day.
Do you,
you have to.
Do you
I do it
cook
top
every
to
day?
bottom though. Cook
Okay,
every
so-
day.
Every other day.
No, every single day.
I
I'm
would
not gonna
say
lie.
I
every
didn't cook yesterday because I went football and I got out
Because
late.
I cook enough for me to have
throughout the
leftovers.
days, right? Yeah.
leftovers.
I
Put it
used
this
to
way:
do
if
that.
I cook something on a Monday, I'm not gonna eat it on a Thursday because I feel by Thursday it starts to taste a bit weird. But I think it's I think psychologically,
The only reason
I think it's incorrect.
Mm.
But psychologically, for me, it's like nah, it's been in the fridge too long.
I think
Um,
since I've lived by myself, I cook every day now, and now obviously I'm cooking like healthy meals, so I have no choice but to cook every day. And it
If
comes
it's
second
yeah,
nature.
if it's quick meals, I guess you can cook every day. If
And
it's
for like a
long,
Wednesday, like today-
I,
extra or something,
I
you
can't
do that,
like
yeah.
coming home from work and then cooking.
That's why I have loads of different. Sometimes I might eat the same thing. Like I might cook it fresh, but I might just make the same
Do
thing
you do
that I
the
cooked 2
instant
days
rice?
ago.
No.
Because I like to say the world's getting too lazy now.
No, but rice
Let's
don't
get
even
into
take
it.
long to make.
That's
to
what I'm
cook.
saying. But obviously, if
Years
people
ago-
do the warm ones,
No,
I'm like,
years ago when I used to be like really lazy,
Oh, you
I
mean the
would buy
microwave
like
packet
I'd
rice?
buy like the coconut rice and then
The
just
microwave.
microwave it. But then now I just make rice from scratch.
Oh, the coconut rice I've done that with just
I've
because
got,
I can't
I've got a
bother to
rice
do it.
cooker.
I've got a rice cooker.
Yeah, so rice
I've got a
cookers make it
way.
easier.
Mine's a
I
rice
was
cooker,
gonna
but
get
it's
one of
not like you.
I got
It's
air
mad,
fryer
lazy,
rice
it's mad
cooker.
lazy though. It's like it's set up like a rice cooker, but like pour
I
water
love
in,
a
put the
rice
rice
cooker,
in,
man.
put it in the microwave. It just does it that way, and you leave it to set. Like it's
Oh
done
yeah,
in a
the
different
same,
way.
yeah, the same,
But
very same thing.
It's more so because like the process of making rice in a pot sometimes is just so long.
No, I hate making rice.
Starch,
out of the pot.
boom,
Yeah,
starch,
yeah.
boom, starch, boom.
Do you know what?
boing.
I actually do hate making rice in a pot, but I've got so used to
I don't
it.
like I don't like eating rice anyway. Everyone knows this. I don't like eating
I
rice.
used to
I
eat.
know, Richie don't
I used to
like
make.
rice.
We used to do it in the rice
Yeah.
cooker.
Your whole life is rice, bro.
Like,
Like
don't eat rice.
unless you're like if you're
Do you know what? I
you're
think
South
it's
Asian,
growing up
you're
eating
South
rice.
Asian,
Yeah,
East
right.
Asian,
I don't.
Caribbean or African, bro. Your whole life is rice, bro.
We love starch.
The only reason I eat
Yeah.
rice more now is because I need it for some of the meals that I make. Prior to that, no, because I think I was so used to it, I was actually put off rice.
Have you tried quinoa?
Yeah,
Slap.
floats me though.
Quinoa.
Quinoa's good.
Or I'll say it the Jamaican way. Bulgur wheat.
I knew he was going to
What's
say
that?
that.
I haven't tried
Bulgur
it.
wheat.
The best
Oh,
rice,
bulgur.
the
Oh,
best
yeah.
rice.
But my mum used to make last year.
That
yeah,
gives
she
me
was
bloat,
making
though.
jollof with bulgur.
That gives me blow though. Bulgur wheat gives me fucking blow. Like
Do you know the foods that give you like?
Yes. now I do.
Is there any food that
Not
gives you
all of
like
them.
palpitations?
Yes.
Oh,
And I've
I
noticed
think
as well.
there's drinks
Soy
that
milk.
give me more palpitations.
Soy does. Soy will fuck me up.
And I've noticed as well, if I haven't eaten, you see, like I told you, I've been doing this intermittent fasting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say like
I still do it, even though I should.
I don't
stop
eat, and I had my
Hence why I
first
brought my
meal.
dinner today, 'cause I thought,
If I have my first meal at 10 p.m. or something,
Which
yeah.
is still insane, but go on.
After 20 minutes, the palpitations start. I'm thinking, why?
Should be eating at a time.
But it's
So your
because
first meal
there's a
at
blood sugar
what?
spike,
Yes.
and my digestive system started working.
Yeah, you shouldn't be eating
and I
at a
get
time.
palpitations from that.
Yeah, that's
So I
bad.
stopped doing it. Because I've literally
I
stopped
had
doing
my
it.
first
that-
meal. I had my first meal at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah, I left my house today at 6:30. Bro, I was hungry. That's when you see me coming. I was binging bullshit.
Yeah.
But I've got food ready for me to go home anyway. But I'm like, I should have ate before I left.
Hungry,
But-
I'm hangry.
Pivoting away from this subject. Well, still on relationships. Yeah.
Pivot.
I want to ask you a little question before I even go into the clip. How old should you be? At what age, sorry, should you be where you should take accountability for what you attract in a relationship?
Mm.
I would say.
Hmm.
I would say maybe mid-20s.
Gabriel?
Yeah, I would say mid-20s. I think because by then you've had the experience, and now you should know what.
It does. I was going to say,
I mean,
it
you're still
basically
learning,
depends on-
but yeah.
It would kind of. It should depend on the age because you should be mature enough to know. But if you've gone through your whole life up until you're, I don't know, 27 without being in a relationship and not really been in one, it could take the person a little bit longer. So I do think, yeah, it can depend on age, but it also could depend on experience. Hence why I wouldn't always just say age. If that makes sense.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm going to play a clip and then I want you to. Anything, ready?
God, Jesus,
Yep.
my back, man.
Things that men say that really bother me, and I used to think, oh, it's just a young thing, like when I was younger, that's like what guys would say. But as like I'm older now, and I'm still meeting the same man that's saying these things. The first thing, okay, what do you do for a job? I make music. Fuck off. Leave the chat now. What do you mean you make music? At 42, you're still making. Who are you? I've not heard of you. I've not heard. How long have you been doing music for? 10 years. Forget it, bruv. Forget it. You're done out here. It's not happening no more, right? If you haven't made, just go and get a frigging job. You're too blood clot lazy. The next one is, oh, do you drive? Oh, no, I'm not driving at the moment. You know, I'm on a ban of the cars in the shop. Blood, don't lie. You don't have a license. Just say that you don't have a license. You don't have a license, right? Because I could be talking to you for over a year and you're still on the ban and the car is still in the repair shop. Don't lie, brother. I can't stand that shit. Sorry, there's two more things I can think about. Another time when you ask them, what do you do for work? And if they ain't making music, then they've got businesses. These times now, you're just on the road. You're shotting dro. That's what you're doing. You're shotting dro because there's no money to be made in that shit. Plus, it's not a fucking proper job, is it? You're lazy, bruv. You're shotting dro so you can get a draw for free.
Must be. Dro is
Basically,
crazy.
so that they can smoke for free because they are
Dro
making
is
no profit
insane.
off that shit. They're just smoking it out.
Dro is
This one is
mental.
not to do with men that I date, but when someone is in prison, then you have all their people on the outside saying free tiny toes, free slim Jim, I'm making up names here, free tiny stepper. Why free them? Did
Tiny
they do the
stepper.
crime? Yes, keep their ass in there. Keep their
You know what this sounds like?
Tiny
This
stepper.
woman is old.
Sorry, time out. You heard what I heard when I
Tiny
heard Dro. I was
toes.
crying.
Yeah,
I've
tiny
heard weed
stepper,
be
man.
called Dro in
Dro
years.
is insanity, bro. She's old,
How old does
and
that work?
she's been going for
Dro's
these-
like what we were hearing
Yeah.
weed be called when we were like 9,
Dro's an
10.
old school, yeah, it's a
9, 10,
hydro,
11,
sure,
yeah.
but yeah, it's an old word. But she's older, and she's used to going for these type of people.
I said this.
I wouldn't say
it's
she's
to do
used
with
to going
what
for these
she's
people.
done.
She's
I would say
used to
she just-
attracting.
I would say
She's
she
used
just
to
either
attracting
ends
and
up
probably
with them
going
or
for
she
these type
attracts
of
them.
people. I think people like this,
Because that's not
even
the wider
like,
range
'cause
of guys out there. What the hell?
even if you ask someone like me, what do I do for work? Yeah, more time, I can't really give you an answer. You know, like even though you don't know what I
It's
do.
illegal. And it's legal.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying? But if I give a woman an answer where I'm like, oh no, I've just got a business, right? In the back of her mind, is she gonna be
Yeah.
thinking, oh, this guy sells drugs? Like if
Well,
I tell a
naturally,
woman,
they would though,
I
which
don't.
is not-
I mean, I don't have a license. Like I have a provisional,
You wouldn't lie until you drive.
but I won't lie and say I drive, right? But the business thing, I get it, but I think you need to respect black men a bit more. That when a black man told you they've got business, you don't think it's drugs.
But you're not gonna. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't.
Do you know what my
jump
takeaway
the
from this
gun.
was?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I'm taking off my PC hat. This woman's a loser, bro.
Yeah.
Right, I was gonna say.
She's a loser.
Pretty
bro.
much, I was gonna say
She's a loser.
this woman is
She's
embarrassing.
a loser. Because I look at this, yeah. I've seen I'm gonna say black women. I've seen women kicking men's back for years. I can be specific, but I've seen them get on the internet and kicking men's back for years. Do you know what you never see people do? Be accountable for the decisions they make.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Who they entertain.
Now, let's be clear. Just because this happens, it doesn't mean that it's not true. But there's a point of this where it's like, okay, cool. If we talk about the thing where you're talking about these men and they're doing something, yes, you can say, oh, I attract these men. I stand by, in life, you take what you allow.
Yeah, thank you.
So what I mean by this is,
Thank you. It's that.
is that are you your type's type? If you, and this woman's in her 40s, are attracting these type of men, you're putting out a pheromone. You're putting out a pheromone or an energy that attracts this type of people.
You.
That's what I thought.
Right, yeah.
I can tell by the way she's talking.
If I,
She's a drone.
you can't be
I know what
talking.
she's putting
You
out.
can't be talking about the way a man's talking. Like, if, for example, if I now have a child with someone,
Drone.
and I have a child with someone, and I now think the woman that I had a child with is a bitch. Yeah, who do I blame?
You.
I blame myself. I pick that person.
Exactly.
The argument would be, oh yeah, but you know, like some people show you their one side and then later on, no. I picked that person. The accountability is on me. That woman is the mother of my child, whether I like or not. That's on me. If we get to 40 years of age, and we're still doing the same things we were doing in our 20s, it means the failure to understand yourself and your type or what you attract is on you. There has to be a level of accountability.
No development.
I heard that as a, you're a loser. You're a 40-year-old talking about tiny toes and whatever. If you're doing this for banter, I can laugh off. Like,
You can tell it's not for banter. She's serious about
there's
it.
that comedian, yeah? I can't remember his name is.
Young CEO.
No, not him.
Breaking.
There's a comedian, Tom
Toes?
something, yeah? And he's got and he's got this, he started this thing, yeah, this little roadman thing, yeah, called Pleaser, yeah? And he walks around Peckham, he does this, yeah, something like this. Like, fresh out of jail, and he's like, wait, kick the ball on the roof, like how Madam used to violate young youth, yeah? And it's funny, but he's taking a piss out of something that we all grew up on and we all understand.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, cool. If she came out in that sense that she was on banner, I ain't arguing it. But to come on the internet, hey Shaman, come on the internet in your 40s on TikTok to do a video about walkless men. Why are you attracting walkless men?
At 40 something.
Not only that, it's embarrassing because she's promoting that she attracts whatless men. And it's not even that yet. That's obviously the only type of man she's used to, which means she's no better in a sense, because I could never, if I was single, I could never go on the internet and just slag off one type of man, because that really goes to show that I don't have that much experience.
And even the man you want,
with a different type of man.
Even the man you want would be
Don't
looking
want
at you. No, that's part of it. We'll be looking at you like, no, the fact you're doing all this ain't the type of energy I want in a partner.
The fact that that's the only insight that you have on men is actually sad, because you clearly don't know what a decent man in your eyes should look like. And that's not just saying, roadmen or whatever, but you're not going to really sit there and talk about the working men and the men that do this and that, because you don't even know about it at your age.
One thing women don't know, Reese and Mark know this, right? And
I'm
women don't know
confused.
this, right? Men know who they can try. Men know exactly who they can try.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You see, if you're a guy, right, and you see a woman and she's, I don't know, let's say it's a church girl and she's got a good job and she's right and cool, and you haven't got your act together, you're not going to think of
You're not
trying.
even going to bother.
You're not even going to bother. Unless you was just one of them guys that just shoot everywhere.
I think
You're not going to bother.
approach, depending on the type of energy, I always say this, a guy knows his intention with you within the first minute of conversation.
100%.
Or how you're dressed.
100%.
You're not approaching any girl, any woman with a type of energy where you know you might get boxed over or you know she might not have it. You know the type of people, you know, a little thing here or whatever, like she's feeling, man. You know.
And do you want to hear the crazy part about the video this woman's put out? The crazy part about this is she's put out this video to deter these type of guys from approaching her. But guess what? These type of guys will approach her.
Yeah.
By looking at her TikTok and the sort of content she's posting, they know, oh yeah, she loves it.
At the end of the day, let's look at it like that. The guys that she may want to attract or she may want don't want her.
Don't want her. That's
also,
the thing, yeah.
The guys that, let's say, are above that crap that she's chatting about, They like peace. She's not peaceful.
They would look at that and not be like,
that doesn't equal
this
peace.
is the woman that don't want that kind of man. Oh, she needs a man like me. No, they'll be like, I'll stay far away
That's
from
a
that.
challenge.
Yeah, are you mad?
100%. And everyone
And
talks
she'll probably end up saying, "Oh, I'm bored of those type of men."
I see online as
She's
well.
one
There's
of
this
them
one
women
thing
that say
these
that.
women have started doing on TikTok, and I wouldn't just say Gen Z. I see loads of women doing it. Oh, we want the nonchalant guy. The nonchalant guy doesn't want your problems.
I'm
That's
telling
the
you.
truth. The
The fact that you're
nonchalant
putting it
guy.
out there, sorry, on social media, you're already not gonna want that.
I've met very few nonchalant guys in my life. I would say I haven't met many nonchalant guys. Would you say you're nonchalant?
Yeah.
See, the thing is with you, it depends, right?
I'm not on pod. I'm animated. In real
Yeah.
life, I'm fucking.
But it depends
Mark and
because
Katie know me away from pod. I am so serene.
What's the definition of nonchalant again?
Like,
especially
you care, but you care enough.
No, I know that. I definitely know that about you because even sometimes when we have conversations, it's like your responses. It's not that you don't care, but your responses are very simple. Okay, well, just do this and then, yeah, like. But someone who I would say was nonchalant. Someone who I would say was nonchalant was Tory, right?
Oh, incredibly.
Extremely nonchalant.
Captain
right?
Boots.
Tory was just in
Big
his
like
own
shout
world.
to Tory,
Like
man.
he
Love Tory.
did not care.
Pause.
He was so nonchalant, right? And so even to the extent where sometimes I'll be talking to him, sometimes I'll be talking to him and I'll be wanting to get a reaction, and he's like, "Oh yeah, just tell her to do that." And then yeah, and I'm like, "Bro, can't you see why this is annoying?" Because I'm that type of person.
Listen,
Tory's that.
listen, women hate it. So you just
We're
dead
trying to get
inside.
reaction.
I said I'm not dead inside. I just prioritize the
Mate, I'm
smartest
telling
thing to
you.
do.
I've been told
But
I can do
I
that.
already
I've had
know
to
the sort
learn
of person Reese
the
would have been
hardest way
in
how to
school.
deal with that.
I was jarring.
Teachers would have been saying,
I was jarring.
"Do you have an answer for everything,
Yes.
Reese?"
Yeah,
Yeah, I just know.
and it's a smart
Yeah.
answer as well.
But it's
Oh, you
teachers.
always
But that's
got
an
an answer for
example.
everything.
That's an
Thank you.
example of teachers being annoyed, and a lot of the time as well, it was always the nonchalant students or the students that generally had knowledge that the teachers felt threatened by, or the students that had influence that the teachers felt threatened by. So when they do that whole thing, do you always have an answer? Well, yes, you're teaching me so I can have answers. So you would expect me to always have an answer to things.
Teachers would hate
Why
that
is it
response.
negative?
But when you're quiet, they want you to talk. You're like,
Teachers hate seeing a smart mouth kid, bro.
Smart ass. That was me.
The smart
cheeky,
teachers,
she's
the
very
smart
smart,
teachers
quick-witted.
walk into a classroom and they make friends with the most influential people in the class.
Because you know if anything can happen,
Thank
you
you.
can.
So I knew in class there were certain teachers we had where we're talking over to, man, then let's chill, man. Let's listen to what sir's got to say. But it's because we rate the I rate the teacher on that.
There's only two teachers I didn't play with in secondary school. And two of them, and both of them were English teachers. One was Jamaican, weren't doing it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And her and my mum befriended each other.
It's
Definitely.
more
weren't.
good
Yeah,
than
definitely.
Jamaican,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And
Any
then
teachers that call with my mum?
The other one was my English teacher in year 10 and 11, who was head of English, and she saw me blaze someone before I came in the class here, like cooked it, like the lesson I even started, and the girl did that to piss me off, and I cussed her out before.
Oh,
I walked in, cussed her out, and I went and took a seat. She's like, "You're right, it's perfectly fine. Sorry, just had to do that. Took a seat." Like,
I had a
blazed her. I said, "Bro, we weren't doing that." No, bro, the girl bothered me in the corridor twice, and I cooked her. I said, "Remember you're on crutches. You better I'll kick out the crutches." Like,
Jesus.
that sounds so rude as well. Like, I think,
Jesus.
and in Jamaica, that sounds rude. I mean,
yes.
the actual crutches, yeah.
in psychology once. I remember I had a psychology teacher called Miss Donnelly. Same thing happened with me, right? You know when you give an answer in class and then someone laughs at how wrong the answer is.
Yeah.
It was one of them things that I weren't listening, and she's going, "Oh, Gabriel, what's the answer to?" But I weren't listening, so I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, depression," and it's not right. One of the students was laughing. "Oh, you wasn't listening." Cool, but I've just bugged out. I can't remember what happened. Liverpool probably lost the day before. I can't remember. I just
Every time you mention Liverpool,
Anger management.
on this
but I-
episode
in college,
today.
like, and because I was, how I didn't like being disrespected, and I thought, I was like, "Oh, shut up."
Because you're from your ends,
I
that's
remember
right.
saying, "Oh, shut up, Mary, you dickhead." And she was like, "Oh, was it? Oh, shut up." And I was going off.
What's her name, Mary?
And then Miss Donnelly was like, "Oh, I'll leave the class now." So I've left the classroom thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get sent to the head. I'm going to
It's
get in
always a
trouble."
Miss Donnelly, isn't
And she
it?
comes out and she's like, "Why did you do that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was just a bit annoyed at her because she was like, yeah, because you don't usually do that. Like in class, you're always." She was like, "Okay, promise me you won't do it again." I was like, "I promise." She was like, "Pinky." And I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh,
But
you
when
touched
I
her
locked
pinky,
in
yeah?
with it, I
Oh, you
promise you
got-
I'll behave. Every class, I promise you, I
You
behaved.
see, when you rate a teacher,
I promise you, I did not
see,
No,
when you
say
rate a
nothing.
teacher,
when you rate a teacher,
yeah,
it's
like,
different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I promise
think,
you.
So you're touching pinkies, yeah?
No, when I took the
And when
pinky
teachers
promise,
reason with you in a certain
she
way.
reasoned with me.
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna say, when teachers
No,
reason with
P-
you, it's like, do you know
yeah.
what?
PE teachers were the only like my Spanish teachers. PE teachers were the only people who I was like locked in.
My PE
Bro.
teacher hated me.
Then man, my PE teacher called me a prick because I kicked the ball in some youth's face and knocked
Where
him out.
the male P teachers were never
No,
ramping, and they were so
Mine hated
upfront.
me because I went to the same school as my dad, and my dad must have caused some bullshit there, and he remembers my dad.
Oh, I
So
hate them
when
teachers.
when you heard my surname, it was
I
like,
hated
are you
them.
related to him?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, them teachers.
so I was never selected for the football team.
That's the
because
reason
of
why.
that.
That's the reason why I told my.
My older
so
brother
bad.
just got me in those
No, that's the
kind
reason
of
why I told my
problems.
stepmom with my brother and sister don't send them to the same school. She said, "Why?" I said, "Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Yeah.
Don't do it." She did it,
Not
and
too
then
much
she
of a bad
she
reputation.
did it, and she was like, "I was like, that's why." Me and my sister never went to the same school. It's good for separation. It's good for like building your own character.
I think my teachers probably expected me to be anything like my sister was. My sister was just really good, well behaved, and I wasn't naughty. I was just always had an answer for everything. No, smart girl, had an answer for everything. Cheeky. So very much like I was one of those. Sir, I'm going to be back in a minute. I have to go and see like my head of year. Really and truly, I just needed to get out because I could. But like things like that, and you'd only take them in science or stuff like that, and they'll be like, oh, Kadia, you know, your sister was such a great student, and I'll be like, but what about me? You're also a great student, but you have a lot of mouth, and it's like.
This is how I felt about going to college with my older sister. Didn't want to be there. I purposely want to go Kingston because my sister was there, and then Richmond told me no.
What's the
Me
cheekiest
and my sister
thing?
had the same maths
I
teacher
want to
as
hear
well.
the cheekiest thing you've ever said to a teacher.
To a teacher?
Yeah, to a
Nah,
teacher.
the cheeky things I said to someone, I almost got into a fist fight at school about it.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember like when I was in year 11, the year 9s were big youths. Like
I can't remember.
the year 9s were like our height. They were
Yeah.
stocky in it, and there was an issue between some of our year and the year 9s because this is like the changeover when youngers stop respecting elders.
Yeah.
So you remember that changeover where it's like
Yeah,
I don't have to listen to you.
yeah.
So I had an issue with a couple of them youths here because they tried a thing with I think it was my cousin or someone in it. So I've gone to pee quick here and Manon was in there. I'm like, oh, ain't this cute? I was like, right, do you hold while he shakes and you rub his back as well, yeah? Bro, the way that you wanted to come fight me, yeah? I started laughing, but then outside you could hear bear shouting, innit? And I was like, Reese, let go of him. I said, so if I get dropped, I got snuffed by a young you. If I smack him over, I smacked over a young you. I said, right, I'd rather be the accused than the victim, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not getting dropped, like, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wash your hands before you touch me, bro. But no,
God.
teachers, I think I called a maths teacher, an IT teacher a bum back in the day, yeah. And I was like, I was in year 7 or year 8. I said, you don't know ball, you're a bum. You're some meaty maths teacher. I got kicked off the football team from year 7 until the back end of year 9. Didn't play.
Wow.
Until I apologise.
I've had so many. Like I have a thing with I'd always correct like teachers, especially like the foreign teachers.
Oh, you're a mug.
Oh no, you're a dickhead.
Oh.
You're a mug.
No, sometimes that's it.
You're gonna prove that's so. Correcting
know
foreign
what?
teachers is rude.
Do you know?
That's
No,
not. No,
do you know
no,
what it is, though?
You're bilingual, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's almost like I had no filter. It's almost like it was word vomit. Like I would know. Okay, Katie, don't do that again. But every time
That's
it
annoying.
happened, I would do it.
Look at me.
So if someone's
Look at me. You wicked bitch.
I mean, I was gonna say. So say like if they said something like, oh, think of a word that someone pronounces wrong. I can't think off the top of my head.
Petit filou.
Instead of petit, is it petit fou?
It's petit filou, but some people say petit
If
filou.
someone says, okay, I heard on the radio someone said pronounce Basildon as Basildon. So now if a teacher
Or
says,
Streatham instead of Streatham.
yeah, if someone said, oh, Basildon, I'll be like, Basildon, it's Basildon. Like something like that, just so quick. And they'll be like, Kadia, get out. And I'll be like, but I just said, you said something before. Yeah. And I'll be like, what? And then they'll basically send me, when they send me out, and I'll be like, Miss, can I come back in? No. I'll just go straight to my tutor. And I'll tell my tutor, and then she'll note it all down and whatever. But I would do things like that. Or sometimes, because I was a bit of a comedian, like, one time, this Nigerian teacher, yeah, and he ended up being my favourite. It was also mine and my sister's teacher. He was mine and my sister's maths teacher. And I got moved into his class. He was like, Madam, we're going to have a very good year. He's like, if you're anything like your sister, you'll do well. And I'm like, yeah, of course, sir. Of course I will. In the class now. And it's fine. And then we had a supply teacher one day, and someone was like, "Oh, miss, why has this got to be like this? Why has it got to be? Because it has to be." And then there's me in the back, and I'm like, "Oh, because it has to be." And then I got told off. But I just repeated what the teacher said, and this was a supplier. So then my actual teacher come back.
Never.
Yeah,
I didn't know. So
it's
there was a couple that I did, but most of them no. And then my maths teacher actually came back, and he was like, "Why have I been told that you need to be moved into a different set?" And he was like, "I enjoy you in my class because you're the only class that you can listen in." Blah blah blah. Mr. Simmons, he was the best maths teacher ever. I did get moved out, but I got moved back.
I didn't say anything, but I think the worst thing I've done, I put pins underneath the chair.
I got one in primary school. You know, we used to sit on the carpet.
Yeah.
We used to get like paper and scurry the ants onto. So obviously, a teacher would be sitting like this, and we'd be on the carpet there. So we used to when it comes to carpet time, deliberately get paper and scurry the ants onto the teacher's
Toy Story. Gabriel, see Toy Story.
So fucking funny. Sid.
Sid, bro.
No, my mum used to call me Horrid Henry.
You know, Mama grew up to, Sid grew up to be a big man, innit?
My mum used to call me Horrid Henry.
No, the other one.
What?
That jarring one.
What?
You had Henry and his brother, you had the jarring girl.
I've got a name now.
I can't even remember. But my mum used to say,
Don't
"You
be Horrid Henry."
She'd go, "You are like fucking, excuse my language, Horrid Henry." She was like, "Why do you need to do this to your teachers?" And I'd be like, "Mum, it's just so funny."
I don't think I've ever been. For me, I won't be rude, but I'll be cheeky. Like
that's
smart.
the thing. I was never rude. It was just
for me. It would be
smart ass and cheeky.
I remember there's a teacher, Miss what's her name again?
Delilah.
No, it's a female English teacher. I can't remember her name now.
Pinky.
But she used to do this thing where
Lisa used to join me, by the way. It wasn't just me in primary school.
Babes, it's not your time, mate.
No, sorry, I apologise. I just wanted to put that out there. Shout
I
out
thought
to
you finished, but Beyonce had a great new video the whole time.
Yeah, no,
she
sorry.
used to do
Shout out,
she used
Lisa.
to do this thing where she'll threaten to call parents, but she'll never do it. And it's
Oh,
threatening
God.
all the time threatening. But you see, for me, I wasn't scared of that because you didn't have my mum's phone. You had my house phone, so I'm gonna get to it before you call because my parents are out. They're not. They're in the restaurant. They're takeaway, so you can't even call. So anyway, call. So one time she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call you." And I was like, "Listen, why do you keep telling me I don't have any more credit? My 5-day pass has run out." And that was to her that was like, "Cool, he's gone too far." So that day, she actually made sure she didn't call my parents, but she visited my home. Yeah. So that
Teachers
day,
are allowed to
like,
do that. Actually,
yeah,
they are, you know. They were.
Because no,
DJ
but,
do that now.
no, but
Definitely not.
no,
absolutely
but
not.
I
Especially
live,
live in the tower block.
no,
They
but
don't know what they're gonna. You got.
no, but I
Joked on.
live across the road from. Technically, well, I don't know about where I live because I was gonna say I live across the road from. Yeah, but I can't go there. But yeah, that's what it was. Like, I was always just like cheeky, but to be fair, I was never scared of teachers. So if I did want to be openly disrespectful to a teacher, I would be. But I just used to think of it like, oh, my parents' age. Let me not say anything
No,
crazy.
I used to call my mum and I used to tell I'm not an idiot, innit? My thing was, I go to a school which is predominantly white, and I went to a primary school which is predominantly black.
Yeah.
A teacher is not calling my black mum and getting me beaten because you're gonna put extra spice and seasoning on what you're about to say.
That's the thing. The
I
teachers
used to tell my
never
mum.
used to call
I used to tell my mum, and they was like, "Hi, is this Mrs. Yule speaking? Just wanted to let you know about Reese. Got in trouble? So yeah, it was his fault. Yeah." There's like, and it's like, mum was like, "You're right." It's like, yeah, I'm just very surprised that a child would tell their mum they got in trouble. I think, you people really want me to get beaten? You really give my mum the hanger. Like, no, I'm cool, B. Like,
It's true though.
I'm telling my mum from now, you don't get me beaten from nobody.
It was never actually hitting. Mum was like, I'll be like, "Mum, I actually got in trouble today," or I'll be like, "Mum, this is what I done today." It's just so normal as well.
I got kicked out of my primary school.
Get kicked out of primary school,
That's
bro.
crazy.
How'd you get kicked out of primary school? In the 80s.
That's crazy.
I was fucking up. I
It
was
was acceptable in the 80s, boy.
doing everything wrong.
I had a teacher once call my parents, right? He called my mum, Mr. Mehmet, and he was going off for something I didn't do. I didn't do homework, and I've come to the class unprepared. It was resistant materials.
Secondary.
Yeah, secondary school, but I didn't like resistant materials. Huh?
What's that, woodwork?
Yeah, like woodwork and stuff like that, plastics and all
Maybe
that.
Self Mark.
So I didn't like that. So he's called my mum.
DT.
Design and technology, innit?
Jesus Christ, Mark, man.
He's called my mum But
Horrible, man.
you know when someone's talking to your mum,
Yeah.
and you're,
One second. You're a child.
I know. We know this.
Yeah.
Don't give me ammo.
he's calling my mum, but you know when someone, but I'm there as he's talking to my mum, and I'm like, oh, he's saying some good points. I could be in trouble when I get home. Oh, okay. He's telling my mum I was talking to this girl in class instead of working. He's telling my mum I was.
So using the wood.
But then he said something. He said before he got off the phone to my mum, he said this like. He used to have a Cockney accent. It's like, I just don't understand, Mrs. Adesida. Is this what you
Adesida.
teach your son at home?
Huh?
I said, yeah, you fuck up this time. Yeah, you really fuck up. I said, yeah. All I heard was
Shut up.
all I heard
Shut
was
up.
an increase of volume on the other end of the phone, and the phone dropped. And then when I finished, when I got home, my mum didn't even get onto me for the call. She said, I'm coming to the school to grill this Mr. Mehmet guy.
Yeah.
Parents' evening, luckily, was 2 days later. When she came in,
Oh,
she
no.
went up to him and just checked him straight away, off the bat. Just checked him. But he would have got away with it if he didn't say
For the
that.
Yeah.
Is this what you teach your school?
For those meddling
But that
kids.
was the line, and my mum was like, who the fuck are you talking to? And that was, shout out Mr. Mehmet.
Did you behave after that in
No,
class?
because he let him call my mum. You think he will call my mum again? Never.
No, did you behave like, was you alright in that class?
He did.
No, I was a dickhead.
He didn't care because
I was
he knew that
purposefully
his
a
mum would
dickhead
grill him.
in that class because I knew
People were
if
calling
you're
him.
brave enough
So
to
was
pick up
you
the phone-
just throwing the wood all over the place?
And this has been episode
Crazy,
227 of the
crazy,
DSP
crazy.
podcast. You can find the DSP on all your favorite.
I'll tell you what you were doing. Hold on.
My personal
We will
favorite
get the
YouTube.
sandpaper and we'll walk past you, yeah? This is the crazy thing. Get sandpaper, we'll walk past someone and just swipe it on their face and swipe it on their arm.
You can find
I feel the pain there.
Mark.
You feel it later.
Yeah.
Allocated the information to
Oh,
Yeah.
that
You
is
can find
clever, that is.
Yeah.
our TikTok link, our Spotify playlist link, our YouTube link, our Mark's photography link in the description below. I've been Reese to my left bin,
Drinks.
to his left bin,
Lady in pink.
behind the camera's bin.
Woodman.
Damn.
Fuck off,
Cave
man.
Roll the Woodman. I don't even mind that.
And we'll be back next week.
BC Woodman.
Oh, this is crazy. Beefcake Woodman.
Remember,
Khaki.
every single time,
No, you can't say.
walk
No, you
and
can't
live.
say that.
Talk and bust the clap.
Gaza.
Gaza.
Mhm.
Macaque.
I prefer Kenyatta.